So, 3 weeks since I've been here for Soul Centred Millionaire TV on a Monday. I'm really happy to be here. I nearly got arrested yesterday. That's not why I've been missing. It's not because I've been locked up or anything. But I'll tell you that fun little story while everyone's getting logged in. So lockdown is freaking strict here in Spain, really strict. And because we live in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, I thought, I can still go for a walk, surely. Like, apparently you can't walk, but there's no one around. And what seems crazy to me is that people can go on tubes to non-essential jobs and that sort of stuff. And I can't. Hey, Brona, how you doing? And I can't go for a walk in the middle of the countryside with my husband, with no one else around. It just feels crazy to me. It's been a bit of a rule break, a bit of a rebel. And I've been going for a walk, and it's been great for my mental health and vibration and motivation levels, etc. And I've really looked forward to my daily walk. And yesterday the police stopped us and told me to go home immediately, or else they're going to find me. Hey Nixie, how you doing? So won't be doing that again. And I'm really pissed off that I've been caught as well, because I can't play dumb. Like, all I was saying was lo siento, which for those of you that don't speak Spanish is I'm sorry. And they obviously took pity on me and let me go without a fine. €600 as well, minimum fine. So that would have been an expensive walk, but they let me go. But it means that I can't like play dumb anymore. So yeah, that's it. Officially not even allowed out for oxygen anymore. But I'm not letting it get me down, not at all. In fact, I'm having a ball in lockdown. I'm rocking lockdown. I'm loving it. I'm learning so much about myself, because all I've got to do is be faced with myself. James and I are getting loads of quality time together. And I did a video on this the other day, so I won't bore you with my lockdown lessons. But who have we got logged in? Brona, how you doing? Nixie, Leah, hello. There's not many of you tonight. Am I early? I'm not early, am I? I guess some people are late. Hey Florentina, how you doing? So, I want to talk to you about flexing your manifestation muscle today, because I think it's really important that I remind you who you are today. You are such a powerful creator of your reality, all of you. I don't care where you are in the world, what your belief systems are, what your upbringing was. I don't care about any of that stuff. None of it is relevant to the true fact that you are a powerful creator, and you are always creating your reality, always. Whether it's a good one or a bad one, it doesn't really matter. You're always creating. It might be the things you want, it might be the things that you don't want, but you're always manifesting your reality. Hey Becky, lots of my clients are just coming over from a fabulous group call that we've just had and logging into this live now. Hey Jessie, how you doing? And I'll tell you a little bit about that group call actually. I'll give you a snapshot of something we covered today, because it's important and it's on topic actually with what I'm talking about tonight. It's never been a more important time than ever, hey Jackie, to focus on the true fact that we are really powerful vibrational energy that is constantly attracting energy that is a vibrational match. And you can't attract abundance with poor thinking and poor energy. You can't attract abundance from a place of fear, scarcity, panic. Abundance is calm, it's joyful. It feels effortless. And for you to attract abundance effortlessly, you need to be feeling those things. And the reason I want to talk to you about that tonight is because people, I think, are struggling more than ever to get themselves to the highest vibration that they can possibly be on. Because there's so much uncertainty, there's so much change in the world, there's so much negativity in the world, there's so much fear in the world right now. And this can, if you let it, affect your ability to create the things that you want. The things that are going on in here and that you're feeling in here really do show up in your bank balance. And that's what I want to help you with tonight. I'm going to help you flip the switch tonight and go from whatever low vibration energy you might be feeling to total abundance, and turn yourself into really, really powerful magnet for the things that you desire the most right now. Whether it's a certain income, whether it's a certain amount of clients, whether it's a certain level of success, status, life goal, it doesn't matter what it is, I'm going to help you become a magnet for it tonight. That is my commitment to you. Because in times where things are really uncertain, I want you to know something that is still certain and will always be certain, and that is that you can still achieve your full potential, your greatest desires and your biggest goals right now. You can. That is totally possible for you, but we've got to align you with it energetically. So tonight on Soul Centered Millionaire TV is a bit of a woo-woo one. It's a big woo-woo one, actually. We're not talking about strategy. We're not talking about how-to business activity. We're talking about us being souls having a human experience that have infinite amounts of potential when we can tap into that part of ourselves. I call it soul. If that doesn't align with you, that's okay. Just park that word and call it something else. We're talking about that special source, the sprinkle of magic that I've always applied in my business to create success. My success hasn't been down to strategy only. It's not just been down to having a good marketing strategy, knowing what buttons to press. It's been down to also knowing that I've got a constant rein on how I feel, therefore the things that I'm attracting. It's been a big part of manifestation. Okay, who's ready? I want you to comment in the chat box saying, I'm ready to flex my manifestation muscle. Give me the muscle emoji to tell me that you're ready, because we're going to do this together tonight. And I want you to go away feeling energized and feeling powerful, because you are. You absolutely are. Okay, I've got some notes because I don't want to miss a thing. So I want you to, first of all, be really honest with me, yes, Jackie, about where you're at. Because I want to meet you where you're at, but I also want you, by sharing with me outside in the public where you're at, you're also admitting to yourself what current... Oh my God, Rachel, you don't mess about, do you? I'll tell you how you can access that in a minute. So I want you to be really honest about your current vibration with me right now, so we know where we're starting from and where we want to go to. So just type in the chat box for me, and you can give me a number between 1 and 10. 10 is you are totally in alignment with the things that you want. Now you know if you're a 10 because it's already materialised in the physical. The goals, the life that you want, your best life is already materialised in the physical if you're a 10. You've already manifested it, you've already created it. You've been doing that for a long time and you know how to do it. And you can switch yourself, even if you have a bad day, from negative feelings and negative emotions to absolutely in alignment in an instant. You know, you don't need long to get out of it. I'm not saying that you are always zen as fuck, because come on, we're women, right? We have bad hair days, PMT and all of that stuff, don't we? We can't expect to be high vibe as fuck all the time. It's just not realistic. We're human. But a 10 out of 10 would be, you know, for the most part, you are pretty in control of it. You're very self-aware. You know when your vibration dips and you know how to get it back up. And 1 being, you just don't have a handle on this. I'm up and down like a yo-yo, and some days I feel great and some days I don't, and I feel like I'm not in control of how I feel. I feel like the outside world controls me. And when I look around me, I don't have the things that I want in my life, because I know I'm attracting more of the shit I don't want, and I can't seem to get a grip on it. I know that I am attracting. I believe in manifestation. I get the law of attraction. I've studied it. I know about it. I understand I have the ability to create what I want, but I just don't know how. That would be a 1. Where are you between 1 and 10? Tell me. I'm loving that the ladies in WAM are all like really high up there, because we work on this. We were talking about it on our group call area. It's not enough to have the greatest strategy in the world, because we can be implementing a great strategy and it can still feel like we're wading through treacle, swimming upstream. When you're out of alignment, when you've lost connection with the part of you that knows how to get whatever you want, everything feels hard. Everything feels way harder than it needs to feel. We experience anxiety, we experience depression. We feel like we don't want to do something. The joy goes out of our work. We worry. We lose belief and confidence that we can achieve the things that we want. And even when we're working really hard, it doesn't feel good. It feels difficult. It feels like we'd rather be doing something else instead. When we're feeling all those feelings, we know we're out of alignment. And I know if people are feeling those things more than ever right now because there's so many other contributing factors. A lady joined the Wealth Accelerator mentorship on our last enrolment, and she's just started getting stuck in and getting to know the girls and becoming part of the group. And she said something today. She shared something in a video in our members area. And when I watched it, it made me smile. She said, and I've written it down here, she said, it's like COVID-19 is irrelevant here. She said, that's one of the biggest things I've noticed right away. It's like you guys are living in a different world to everybody else right now. It's like the coronavirus hasn't happened to you. It's totally irrelevant because people are still selling in high volumes. People are still hitting all of their goals. None of this stuff is holding people back, affecting their income, their happiness levels, or them achieving their goals. It's like you've opted out of the rest of society. And do you know what? That's exactly what it's like for us in that group. Not just because of the strategy these girls are learning, but because of the vibration that they're operating from, because of their belief, because of the absolute conviction that they hold in their hearts that they can hit every goal that they have on time, easier than ever before, that they can become wealthy easily and easily as effortlessly as they've ever been able to, that it's all within their control and they're always creating. They know that truth and they live that truth. I'm not saying that we get it right all the time. I'm not saying that we don't sometimes experience fear or we don't dip in and out of alignment. Of course we do, we're human. But for the most part, we're working on that solidly. And when we are, everything starts to move in our direction. Can you please type in the chat box the first word that comes to your mind when I ask you this question? The first word. For the most part, how do you feel when it comes to pursuing your goals and dreams? For the most part, how do you feel? For the most part, what is the underlying feeling that you're working from? How would you describe it? And it might be a few words. It might be a few words to describe it. Do you feel, for example, and be honest if you can, I know this is public, but good, Jessie, that's a good word. Good words. I'm loving all the good words that are coming through. But please share if these aren't good words. Be honest. If it's scared or okay, or some of the mid-range mediocre words that aren't really high vibe, but they're not really low vibrate, like guilt. Guilt comes up an awful lot for people, especially mums. Self-doubt, fed up. Thank you for sharing that and being really honest, Brona. So how else, everyone just share, be honest, really think about it. Positive with some fear. Fucking buzzing. I love you guys. Scared, okay. Overwhelmed, okay. Brilliant. And I know that they're not brilliant feelings to feel, but it's brilliant that you're sharing them and that you're identifying the key words that are showing up for you, because these key words are dictating your reality right now. Your reality isn't dictating the way you feel. The way you feel is dictating your reality. And the second we really get that and actively start taking steps to change it is when everything starts to change for us. No one's going to change it for you. We have to take responsibility for the way we feel. We have to take responsibility for what's happening in our body on a cellular level and the energetic frequency and vibration that we are constantly emitting out to the universe, that's telling the universe what to give us. It's like a beacon that's saying, this is what I want, give me more of this. Whether it's good or bad, that's what we're always doing. So I'll be really honest with you. This isn't something that I have 1,000% mastered. I don't know if anybody having a human experience on this planet can say they've 1,000% mastered this, and that they are always at the frequency that they want to be operating at, and they are always aligned energetically with everything that they want, and that they experience no negative emotion. I don't know if that is even physically possible as a human being having a human experience with a brain and an ego and all the other stuff and outside influence. I don't know. I haven't had to be perfect at this to create a significant difference in my life and income and happiness. And you don't have to be perfect to make a significant difference either. I promise you that. It doesn't matter if your every thought isn't pure. It doesn't matter if you get scared sometimes. We aren't actually manifesting instantly. If we were, that would be pretty freaking crazy. Like if I could just sit in now and really visualize an elephant, and then suddenly I open my eyes and there's one in my living room, that might be quite dangerous. So thank God there is a delay to our manifestation ability. Our predominant reoccurring feelings and thoughts are the ones that show up for us with a small delay. How quickly we manifest is how quickly we focus on something and how intense the feelings are that we allow ourselves to feel, and how much we are guided by the universe in feeling it. I like to treat this like a bit of a treasure hunt, and I talk about this in my book. I'm going to be giving away some of these books tonight, so stay tuned till the end to find out how you can get your copy for free. In my book, I talk about this, about treating life, business and success like a freaking treasure hunt and having so much fun with it. You know, when I really want something, like really want it, I go to work on getting it. And I go to work on getting it energetically before I do strategically, because I know I can implement all the strategy in the world, but if I don't feel good energetically, then nothing's going to work, or at least it's going to be much, much harder. So I'm going to give you an example. And the example is when I bought my house, my dream house. Honestly, guys, it seemed impossible on paper. It did. I wasn't ready to buy that house in cash. I didn't have the money in the bank. I was short by about £500,000. That's a lot of money to be short by. You know, we're not talking 20 quid. It was quite a significant amount. But the thing is, guys, the universe doesn't know the difference between 500,000 and £5. It's money, it's energy. And if we can attract a £5 note, we can attract 500,000 too. We make it bigger in our minds because of our beliefs on something bigger being harder, but they're just beliefs, they're not true fact. So when I looked at my bank balance last year, at the beginning of the year, and I decided, do you know what? I want to buy my dream house now. I want to buy it in the first quarter of this year, 5 years ahead of schedule, because I want to start the process of renovating it, and I want to be running retreats in a year because that's what I really love doing. I run retreats already, but not in my own establishment where I've got full control over the quality and the luxury. I want that, and I want it now. So the first thing I did was I got really, really specific about what I wanted and just allowed myself to be consumed by one thing. One of the biggest problems that people have is they've got so many different goals with so many different focuses that they can't be powerfully attached and focused to just one thing because there's too much noise. So I just got really specific about one thing, and I wrote a list. I got really specific, pen to paper, I'll say it again. Don't just have it all up here. Actually sit. It should be important enough for you to sit down with a pen and paper and take the time to get specific. I wrote everything down. I've got my original list here of what I wrote down, and this was January last year. I wrote beautiful gardens with nature, surrounded by nature, and all I can hear is the sounds of the birds when I'm stood in the garden. Breathtaking mountain views with no one overlooking us. I'm not going to tell you the whole list, I'm just going to tell you a couple. Enough room to host between 4 and 8 guests for intimate luxury retreats. Enough room for a gym, sauna, hot tub, spa, massage area, yoga deck, overlooking the breathtaking views of the mountain. I mean, really, really specific. This list goes on and on and on. I manifested it so fast. I'd actually paid for it and had the keys by April. I'd found it the same month that I set the intention. Still to this day, nobody knows why it was so underpriced. Don't believe that miracles can't happen. Don't try and think your way into creating something. Feel your way into creating it. I could not have predicted that a random estate agent that had just got this property on his books that for some reason had been overlooked and had been on the market for a couple of years and was massively underpriced. The owner obviously wasn't in a rush to sell it and it had just been sat there. The estate agent, I'd forgot it was even on the listings, and it wasn't because until we actually sat with him and we were scrolling through and through and through and he went, oh, I think that's sold. In fact, I'm sure it's sold, and spoke to his friend and he went, no, that sale fell through 18 months ago. And they both thought it was sold and it had just been sat there and the price was well under. And the structural engineer and architect, when they went round to do all the searches, because I was positive, I was like, they're going to find something wrong with it, I couldn't believe that the universe had just delivered. Her words were, you need to buy that house before I do, because I cannot believe the price of it. And it was $500,000 under budget. So if I'd have got all in my head and started thinking, oh, I'm $500,000 out though for what the market's telling me I need, so it's not going to happen yet, then I'd have just shut it down, because so it is. The moment you declare something to be true, so it is. But instead I said, I want this. Thank you for showing me the way to get it. And I started to feel the feelings of excitement from having it. And I'm let it bubble up. Like, you have to do this, let it bubble up all through your chest of like, it's happening, just show me the way. And then treat the universe like a treasure hunt, because it is. It'll start putting people, things in your path that you need in that moment to make things more possible for you. And that's exactly what happened for me. And out of the blue phone call from a friend that said, why don't you have a look at this? I know a guy, another phone call with the guy that ended up being a estate agent, going in to see him on that particular day. All these things had to move. And it's divine orchestration in all its glory. It's the only way that it can be described. And when you feel it, you know it. It's magic. It's goosebumps. When you tell other people, they might think you're crazy, but you know. It's those moments, the synchronicities, the things, the coincidences that could only be put in your path to mean you're on one direction. The clues, the hints. Everything starts to move and it feels so freaking special, and I want that for you, and I want it for you now, and I know it's possible for you now. I have a mini course that is called Manifest £1,000 in 21 days. Now the reason it's called that is because the goal is that you manifest an unexpected £1,000 that you wouldn't have had if you weren't doing the course across 21 days. To prove to you that you are powerful beyond belief and that you can manifest when you put your mind to it. 21 days, 21 lessons. They take 10 minutes a day. You just do it, listen, take the action. Anyone can do it around any schedule, and it's easy. Real kind of bite-sized lessons. I guide you, I hold your hand each day and show you how to turn yourself into this powerful magnet that manifests what you want. Ignore the £1,000. I know that's appealing to anybody with any income. Of course, an extra 1,000, great. But it's not about the 1,000. It's about you knowing that you can use those same 21 days over and over again. You can start the course with 10 grand in your mind across 21 days if you want to. 500,000 like I did. And back then when I was manifesting this house, I did the same 21-day process. My 21-day process doesn't change. The goal changes every time, but the process never changes. If I want something new and I want it bad and I'm ready to manifest, then I do the 21 days. Now this course is only £197. And I know that's like a steal anyway for all the value, but I'm giving it to you for 50%, but it's only at 50% for a limited amount of time. £97 is what you can get the course at, and the link is above. So there's only a limited amount of space for £97. There's a coupon code attached to this video, so it's only for people that are watching this live tonight. And the coupon code's Miss Moneybags. in capital letters, and when you input that, it gives you the discount. It takes the course from 197 to 97. When the places are gone, they're gone, and then the course will go back to full price. If you have any problems, because I saw somebody had commented already saying, I've already tried to get it and the coupon code is not working. So if you have any problem, please comment, because I want to make sure the coupon code is working. Some of you have already done this. Some of you have been through the 21-day program. You'll see on the page that there's people that have manifested 2,500, a car, the relationship, because they didn't want, it wasn't about 1,000 for them. And the point is, it's not about manifesting 1,000. If you want to start with 1,000 and follow it every day for 1,000, do that. But then you can set the new goal and then do another 21 days, and you don't have to pay extra for that. The course is yours for life, and you can keep reusing it the way I've been reusing it. However, for the first 50 people tonight, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book as well, because this just means that you've got that extra support in 10 chapters of everything that I know about manifesting money and creating lasting wealth. The book isn't just about manifestation, it's practical tips to managing your finances and getting in control so that you can become a wealthy woman. Manifestation is the first part, because attracting abundance and having abundance in your life is the first part, but keeping hold of it is the second part. Managing your money in a way that it means it doesn't filter out unconsciously, because you know, if you earn £5 a month but you spend 6, when you earn 10 grand a month, you'll spend 11 too, because if you can't look after £1, you won't look after £1 million. You've got to get financially savvy to become a wealthy woman and have lasting success. The book helps you to do that, and the first 50 people, I'm going to gift you a free copy of the book. So here's what you need to do. You need to click the link above to get your £1,000 manifestation course in 21 days. Enter the coupon code that is going to be available for a limited amount of time, and the coupon code is Miss Moneybags in capital letters, the name of the book. And when you've purchased, I need you to comment on the video with your name, your full name, if it's different to your Facebook name, and say, I've purchased, and the time that you purchased, so that we can see that. And we're just going to go down and take the first 50 and send you a copy of the book. One of the team will be in contact to get your book out to you. And to finish up tonight, I want to share with you something that really incredible, that should give everybody hope, everybody listening to this hope that you can manifest whatever you want to. And it comes off the back of the book and the manifestation course combined. So this was about 2 years ago now. A lady reached out to me who'd read the book. So her name was Laura, and she sent an email through to my team, and my team forwarded me this email and said, Michelle, you've got to read this. It's really, really touching. So Laura had bought the book because she wanted to earn more money. She also wanted to build lasting wealth, because she'd had money before, but she'd lost it again. And that had happened a couple of times from her, and she knew she'd got some work to do on her relationship with money. Because really, guys, if you have a great relationship with money and you love it, love is the highest vibration. Anything you love will be attracted to you in more abundance. But if you've got some negative emotions, beliefs, etc. going on around money, they always show up in your bank balance, and she recognised that. So she bought the book, but she didn't know about the course at this point. And she said to me, I've read the book, and I took, because at the end of every chapter is an exercise for you to do. And she said, I did the chapters and the exercises like to the letter. And she said, I've never done that before. I normally don't finish things. I'm guilty of reading a chapter, putting it down, not coming back to it. But I actually finished, because they're really short chapters and really easy to do. And the book's written how I speak. So there's going to be the odd F-bomb in there. I'll tell you that, because if you're easily offended, you're not going to want it. You're not going to want the manifestation course either. But I explain things in the book the way I'd say them. And she said, and I felt like I could hear you saying it, because I've watched a few of your videos, etc. Cut long story short, after reading the book, within 6 weeks, she had manifested her dream job and was earning 6 times more than she was when she began reading the book. And she'd reached out to say thank you and what would I recommend as the next step for her, because she wanted to dive into the process of manifestation more, and she wanted to understand it more, and she wanted to get better at it, and she was working on manifesting two things. One was a pregnancy and the other one was a dream home, and they'd been trying for a baby for I think it was about 5 years. So one of my team sent her a link across to the manifestation course. Hey Louise, how you doing? I've not seen you in a while. And she did the 21-day manifestation course, but she changed the £1,000 goal to becoming pregnant. And she said, I committed to myself that if it takes 21 or 42 days, even if I do it, you know, back to back, it doesn't matter, because this is what's important to me now, and I'm going to go after that. And she'd been trying for a baby for 3 years. Now, I'm not a fertility coach, and I'm not claiming here to fix fertility problems before anybody accuses me of that. I'm just sharing her story. And at the end of the manifestation course, she got a positive pregnancy test result. She's a mum now. She's had her little girl, who's 𝐲𝐿 after her mummy. And I've got to say that out of all the things that people have manifested on my courses, whether it be their dream job, or whether it be a car, 6-figure income, 5 clients, 5 grand, so much stuff has been manifested on these courses, and I love hearing from you. So please tell me what you've manifested, because I want to be sharing your story next time I'm talking about this. That is probably the most touching story, because what can be better than manifesting a life, a child? Way to get me crying, but absolutely, I know. And I was crying reading her message when she got the positive pregnancy. She sent me a picture, actually. This is how close I get to my clients. She sent me a picture of the positive pregnancy test via WhatsApp, saying, look what I did. And this was about 2 years ago now, so I'm guessing Laura Jane's going to be like 1 now, something like that. I've not spoke to her for a while, but Laura, if you do happen to be watching, please comment. And anybody else that's watching, that's done the manifestation course, that's got anything they want to share for people that have never done anything like this before and think it might be a bit woo-woo and crazy, or maybe for people that have tried and think, oh, I'm so fucking frustrated, why doesn't everything show up for me? I've got like that before. And this is across 21 days, everything I know. You know, honestly, sometimes I don't feel great either. You know, sometimes I lose a grip on my vibration and my emotions, and I have to go back to this course and redo it. We're never done. So this is something, oh, you manifested your little one, 𝐦𝐢𝐧𝐝, amazing. This is something that you'll use over and over and over again. You don't, you know, the second you stop working on it is when you need it the most, because there's never going to be a point, I don't believe, that I'm not going to need to go back and revisit this. It has to be embedded as a way of life, that we're constantly manifesting the things we want and not the things we don't. I don't think you ever get to a place where you just do that effortlessly without work. You know, you have to. Okay, so some of you are saying the code isn't working, so bear with me, give me 2 minutes to just have a look at it. When I end the live, I'll make sure it's fixed for you. They definitely haven't gone anywhere, because nobody would have known about it until I hit live. So if the code's not working, it's because there's a fault. It's not because the places have gone, so bear with me and let me update the code now. And don't forget, comment and let me know so that I can make sure the first 50 people get a copy of this book.